Today we see the world is characterized by a very high degree of urbanization and consumerism, and it's not therefore unrelated or surprising that we have a high degree of unemployment and frustration among the youth as well, because there is only so much that the modern industrial civilization can do to generate employment satisfactorily for so many generations that keep appearing within this world. And furthermore, as we focus more on the industrialization and urbanization of the world, environmentally, socially, and in many other ways, we end up with so many disastrous consequences, and we are facing them one by one now.
Hello, Namaskar. My name is Kamala Priya and I'm a member of ISKCON Korsnäsgård, which is located in the south of Stockholm, around 30 kilometers in south of Stockholm. We are a small community here with around 12-13 people, and we are practicing holistic lifestyle and spiritual life. And spiritual life means to develop good qualities and an exemplary character. Good qualities are, for example, gratitude, like we are grateful for a life that is given to us. We are grateful for the people around us. They help us, they give us happiness, and we share the happiness with them. Also qualities like compassion and care for other living beings. We are also living on the principles of ahimsa, which means non-violence, and this is not just between human beings but also with other living entities like animals. So our ISKCON society is very much known all over the world for the vegetarian restaurants we are having. Vegetarian diet is known to be both more healthy, it's also environmental friendly, and also it's good for saving resources of this Earth planet. So we are trying in this little community, we are trying our best to do good for both individual persons and also for the people in general and for the whole, for the Earth planet.
We all live here from this place. It was started about 6 years ago when we moved here. It was like an all grown up place. It wasn't worked for about 50 years. So we just began from the beginning. We plowed with this with our neighbors, and then we are trying to work like permaculture. We don't have a side job. We just live from this, what we do here. We grow herbs and then we pick them also in the nature.
This is our attic where we dry the herbs. It's a very simple place. When the sun is hot, when on a nice day, it's like around 40 degrees here. It's perfect for drying herbs. It just has to be dark and with a lot of air moving all around, and of course warm.
We pick them and then some we dry for tea,
or some we just dry in the alcohol and then we make tinctures out of it, and then some are used also, they are dried in oil and then we make salves from it and different natural products, and that's how we actually make a living. And we are always together. We have our daughter and she doesn't have to go to the kindergarten. We are just together, she's helping, we are in the nature, and we are very happy and calm, and there's no stress. You just cannot be in stress when you are somewhere in the fields, somewhere in nature on a beautiful day between the flowers. You are just satisfied. It's different.
I've lived in this community for quite some years now. I came here originally in 1980, and I like community life. I like doing things together. I like helping each other a bit, and I kind of started some years ago with a garden, trying to give healthy feed for the community. Gardening is something that is forgotten. You know, people don't think about it anymore. We get all our food in the shop. Nobody thinks about it anymore, and the food is not healthy anymore. Especially young people nowadays, they have lost that link with the soil. And I can see here also with our children, you know, they go to the cows, they come to the garden, they enjoy that type of life. And it is something which can give some sense to the life of young people nowadays. Everybody can have their own garden, everybody can grow their own vegetables, everybody can live healthy in that way, and even everybody can make money in that way. Gardening is not very difficult, especially with a permaculture garden. No chemicals are needed, no extra knowledge is needed. Everything is there in nature, and permaculture just teaches people to work with nature, and in that way, you know, maintain yourself, give yourself healthy food. Nowadays, so many people are unemployed, especially young people. They go to university, and when they finish school, when they finished all their studies, they get no job. So much unemployment. There's so much space where people can grow vegetables. Let people grow their own vegetables. You know, you buy a packet of seed, and what you get in exchange for that one packet of seed is something enormous. I spent, you know, €1, €1.50 on a packet of seed, and I get vegetables worth €100, €200 out of that one packet of seed, depending on the vegetables. And then you keep some of your own seed, and the next year you don't have to even pay for the seeds. Especially when people do things in a permaculture way, no chemicals are needed, no compost needs to be bought. Everything can be done on site. It's incredibly simple. It's hard work. It's simple, but it's hard work, but it's also healthy work. And it will keep people engaged. It will give people an opportunity to earn their own money in a very simple way, without in a positive way. And that is something that is very much necessary nowadays. Everybody is so busy with technology and moved more and more from the land. So this is giving people a normal, healthy alternative and a nice way to earn their own money.
This is here ISKCON's eco-village Almviksgård in Jana, and it's here around 15 families are living, and we have each family has their own garden and their own ecological growing, but we also have the wonderful farm here where we grow a lot of vegetables, fruits and flowers, which we also sell on the market.
So this is the kind of broccoli?
Yeah.
What's over there?
Cucumbers and then some basilica and some mangold in the back, some this leaf beet, and I had some cauliflower there. There is few left, and now I harvested them, and
yes,
tomatoes.
Looks already the cauliflower.
Yes.
And this is zucchini, isn't it?
Yes, and zucchini
and tomatoes.
This is some big, very tasty tomatoes. Some old school tomatoes with very thin skin,
and they just melt in your mouth.
And between is the carrot.
Yeah, that's carrot. They are good companions, tomatoes and carrots.
Really?
Yeah. They are not same size, but if you put early carrots and then when they are already little bigger, then you put tomatoes, and carrots manage to make it before. And then you harvest carrots and then you have tomatoes. So it's one can try different things to get more from smaller space. So, and then yeah, there is plants who like each other and plants who don't like each other, and if one takes that in consideration, also one can get better harvest.
The eco-village movement started around 50 years ago with intentional villages. Actually, it's a very interesting expression, because intentional means that there are people who would like to move from cities to villages to be able to start a new lifestyle. A new lifestyle that is more balanced, more in harmony with nature, with the society, and with the environment. It's a really important aspect of life to have that balance, because if someone doesn't have that balance between the environment, the society, and the individual, then the life wouldn't be as happy as it could be. So more and more young people started going out from the cities to the villages and try to seek new opportunities for living a happy life. And the eco-village movement is trying to give an alternative. Actually, it really tries to give a better way of living, a better way of life. And those young people who are coming to the villages as volunteers or young workers, they experience how to live in a village life, how to help in according to the natural environment, and how to live actually a much more happy life. And if we see Krishna Valley is a very interesting place because it has many layers. Just like if someone is using Photoshop, there are many layers that could be added to the original picture. So we have Krishna Valley, it has a spiritual side, but it has an environmental side, it has a social side, it has a tourism side, it has an economic side too. And when we put this whole thing together, then we will be able to understand what an eco-village really means. So that would give a more wholesome life, that would give more opportunity for better relationships, that would give opportunity for a more sustainable economy, and of course a more sustainable environment. So what's important is that the eco-villages are giving an alternative to the young people, to the youth, so that they would be able to experience a better and happier life. So what we see here in Krishna Valley is that Krishna Valley is self-sufficient in vegetables and fruits. It has 10 times more grain than it needs. It has 8 times more honey than it needs. Krishna Valley have planted more than 450,000 trees over its 22 years of existence. It has a really strong internal economy, and there are more than 20,000 tourists and 15,000 pilgrims who are coming to Krishna Valley. So with this we can see that eco-villages are really an exemplary models of simple living, high thinking. This is something that people can achieve if they try to live in harmony with themselves, with the society, and with the environment.
So yeah, We started this ecotourism and spiritual tourism about 3 years ago. I was thinking, what to do, in addition to the job that I already have, which was not so much satisfying. So I was thinking, I have some experience in tourism from before, and I saw that this is a possibility to maybe, like also earn some money, but mainly what was my main interest was to show to people that the other way of living is also possible, like living in eco-villages, like this one here, that we came today in Krishnavali. There is, people here can really show us by example that it's possible to have, like a more simple way of life. And when I was first time here, I already knew, even if I didn't know that I'll do the tourism, I knew that I really want to bring as much people here to see this, to see and maybe to learn and experience and maybe do themselves in their life also such thing. And I'm really happy that more and more young people are interested in this, and they come here and see this beautiful life here, which is much more simpler, not so stressful, and they can learn that they can do themselves at home also, do their garden maybe for a start, and maybe later on they go to live in village and do the same thing as this here, to be self-sufficient.
We're mother and daughter. We're coming from Slovenia and we're first time here in Krishnavali. I'm really impressed with the extent of natural living here. They really have everything, and the way they're independent from other civilizations and the way it helps them practice their spirituality is really impressive and something that I haven't seen before and didn't even expect it.
As a part of educational courses, we invite them here so that, because in our educational courses we teach them about simple lifestyle, about healthy lifestyle, and this is kind of part of education. In this way, we try to give knowledge to youngsters that they can experience, that there are solutions for their future. Not only that they can live their own sufficient way, but also, they can get knowledge how to live simple and how to be independent from the outside society. This is a solution for their unemployment sometimes and better life.
Here we are in Radede, Chateau de Petit Somme, and the place is called Durbuy. We are on good 1 hour driving from Brussels in the south of Belgium. We developed this project since 1980. The place is existing here. The castle was built in the 13th century already, and it has a whole history. So we are here living with about 100 people around. There is people living on the other side of the street in apartments. Some people are living in the castle also. We get many visitors. We get about 30,000–40,000 visitors a year. We have many people coming here, amongst them many young people, and they can come and feel good here and do many things. They can engage in our garden work. We have a restaurant, all kinds of art projects going on. So many things they can engage in, feel good with themselves and find themselves better in their life, get inspired.
Yeah, Radede is a really amazing place to discover who you really are. And since I've been here, I've really been getting in touch with my inner self and figuring out what I want to do with my life as a young person that's trying to find meaning and trying to figure out what my career will be and have this connection to like a spiritual linkage as well. And since I've been here, it's just become so much easier to figure out what my priorities are and to be able to maintain a balance between like material and spiritual life at the same time. Since I've been here, I've had many opportunities that I thought I would never have, such as being able to speak in public. I'm a very shy person usually, but since I've been here, I've been able to have these opportunities, and as well to just have this sense of inner peace while I'm here. You know, when you're in
the outside world and the hustle and bustle of a big city, you sometimes forget about the place within yourself where you can just sit and be at peace and be content with where you are in your life. And this gives you room to figure out where you want to go later on.
All my life I did only sports and I did only this type of activities. But now when I came here, I really found out that I love singing, I love playing instruments, and I really would like to develop this type of my skills through my whole life. And I see that this is the great opportunity for learning the basics. When I came here, I thought that this is going to be just about learning new skills like playing the instruments and singing, but this what is happening is far away from my imaginations, because I met so beautiful people and they really inspire me daily, and we are very close. I actually feel like family, and I'm very happy because this is very strong community which can show all of us how it can work if we are a good team and if we are working together and if we have a same purpose and the same goal in our life.
Wherever you will go, there are people who know something different. Like for example, here I'm in Belgium, I can learn everything since like in my country I'm making translation of books, spiritual books. And here I can meet people who do the same, who are working on the same books and who can guide me better. Also, I can learn how to live in spiritual community, which is very, very nice, because you can't find it like everywhere you go. You can find it just in a couple places in the world right now. It's really a special thing. So we should really use this opportunity to learn as much as we can about being with nature, being with people, learning so many basic things, making bread and cooking things, for others to eat. It can be really easy, but it gives very, very much satisfaction that we are learning how to survive actually, because you never know what will happen. We are living in a crazy world, and you don't know if you will be tomorrow, what will happen tomorrow. So it's really nice to travel and just push your borders and not be attached to one place, because you can grow up so much spiritually and just, whatever you want to learn, you can do it by just pushing the borders, not staying in your comfort zone, because you learn the most when you are free, open-minded, and yeah.
Apart from the environmental crisis and its impact on our daily lives and on the planet, socially we see that there are many, many problems between people. Relationships are no longer as good as they used to be in the past. There are dysfunctional relationships, families are crumbling, people don't seem to have the patience and the shall we say, the resilience, the qualities of forgiveness, patience, etc. to survive in relationships. What it needs is a change of setting, a change of paradigm. Living in a situation where you're in harmony with nature, living with nature. Nature has everything possible to give us. Nature is not deficient in any respect. She is full of opulences. And therefore, when we base our economy on the land and on cows, and also on God, on living a godly life, then basically we have everything that we ever need for a happy, stable, prosperous civilization. We have artificially created a network of complexities in the name of modernization and progress, which has entangled us very deeply into so many miserable consequences. But when we live in harmony with nature, then we are living a life of being self-sufficient, a life of simple living and high thinking. And today this is an invitation to the youth of the world that you need not participate in the complexities of the modern industrialized, urbanized world, but rather you can live very simply, grow your own food, look after the cows who give you delicious milk, and lead a life of purity, happiness, devoted to God. And this is a formula that is perfect for the whole world, because it can bring harmony amongst the people of this world. It solves the problem of having to generate jobs all the time, because now you're actually living the most natural economy possible, because nature is the ultimate source of all economy. It is the backbone or the foundation for all economy. Even the industrialized economy ultimately depends on nature and the gifts of nature. So when we live in harmony with nature and in a godly spirit, then we can generate all sorts of economic enterprises that are eco-friendly, that are spiritual in nature, in the mode of goodness, to use the language of the Bhagavad Gita. So the youths of the world don't have to go running here and there looking for jobs, which in any case are very sapping, which promote destructive lifestyles. They can be here and be satisfied with fewer so-called necessities of life.
I've been dancing since childhood, actually, but I was always searching for something spiritual, and yeah, when I was 15, I encountered for myself Vedic philosophy, Eastern philosophy, and yeah, then actually that is the only spiritual practice that I know where you can be, where you can dance. You know, when dance can be a form of spiritual practice. Well, yeah, most probably that dancing is my way to connect with God, and for me this is my perfect meditation, especially in this hectic age. People are always, you know, they're looking for some kind of spiritual practice, but you know, they try to do yoga, and you know, for our modern age people it is very difficult to sit still, and I find that dancing is this perfect way of meditating, you know, when you don't have to sit still, you just can let go of everything and just dance and still be connected with higher realms.
So dancing is everything for you?
Not everything, but yeah, almost everything. Like I can find all the fulfillment what I need in dance. You know, whenever, yeah, it always saves me whenever I feel down or up or high. So yeah, you just can let go of everything. You can just turn on the music and dance from your heart. You know, my teacher always says that just dance, nothing else matters.
We are practicing spiritual life, and one important aspect or practice in spiritual life is meditation. Meditation can be done in different ways, like for example silent meditation within oneself, and also soft meditation, like mantra. We are practicing mantra meditation, where we use beads. It can be compared to the rosary in the Catholic tradition. And on these beads we are chanting mantras, especially Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, like Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It's very effective and very wonderful meditation which can help one to become free from anxieties and find inner peace and happiness. Meditation can also be done loudly, by chanting loudly, singing, and dancing while chanting. So there are different kinds of meditation, but the effects, they're all very positive and help very much for to develop inner peace and spiritual qualities.
So I would like to share a few words about our project here, Simple Living and High Thinking. Specifically, I'm dealing with the part of yoga and healthy living. Of course, yoga is becoming more and more popular nowadays. And there's many theories about what is yoga. Some people think it's just exercises, or some people think it's just spirituality, but in my experience, it really helps you to connect with the self. And that really helps to do whatever you want to do in your life much better. And it helps you to discover more of your potentials. In this project, we do it together in a very simple environment which doesn't require much funds, and matter of fact, it is so natural that everyone can do it to their need, because every one of us is individual and every one of us needs an individual approach to it. So we encourage young, old, every kind of walk of people to put fundamental needs of our human existence in place, like relationships, like our health and social structure, not with the latest discoveries in scientific field, but which is something very basic and down to earth, just like speaking with each other, revealing our minds to each other by doing simple exercises and breathing, which would save us a lot of money on medicines. So creating this awareness, that's the goal of this meeting, and showing that it is possible. There is a lot of personalities who are doing it. So we want to share it, raise awareness, because sharing something nice is most wonderful thing we can do. So thank you very much for your kind attention.
I'm empathic communication teacher or trainer, one can call it like this. And during my practice within last maybe 12 years, I have seen so many people becoming happy and satisfied, and their relationships become improved, whether it's in home, in the office, in the schools, or in whatever fields of life. And I would really recommend this to people who are interested of self-development as a great tool to become more aware of oneself and why do we say things or do things, and who would like to create more meaningful and close connections with their close ones, or colleagues, or students, or teachers, or parents, whomever. It really works on every level on the world. And I also have to praise the founder of this method, Marshall Rosenberg, who unfortunately is not amongst us anymore, but his work is widespread, and it's known under the name of nonviolent communication in the big world.
So here in Kośny, we are also producing books about spiritual philosophy, and about also books on vegetarian cooking. We also have here Bhagavad Gita, a well-known book about spiritual topics. It's a dialogue between Lord Krishna and Arjuna. So Our tradition, our philosophy goes back to the Vedas and the Vedic literature like the Bhagavad Puranas and the Upanishads. And Bhagavad Gita contains the essence of all Vedic literature. So it's a dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna, and Arjuna is asking Krishna existential questions like, who am I? What happens after death? Is there life after death? Is there God? What's the purpose of life? Questions like this. So Krishna is answering these questions to Arjuna. So these books are here in Krishna's court. We are translating Bhagavad Gita from English into many different languages, like for example Swedish, Danish, Finnish, German, Russian, and many other languages as well. It was written or translated originally from Sanskrit into English by the founder of ISKCON, of the Hare Krishna movement, Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and it has been distributed in many countries all over the world.
Pokud se někde diskutuje téma jednoduchého žití a hlubokého myšlení, pak se především rozebírá ta první část. A to hlavně zemědělství a způsob života v souladu s přírodou. Tomu druhému tématu, hlubokému myšlení, se tolik pozornosti nevěnuje. Přitom je to ta důležitější část. Protože abychom mohli rozvíjet tento správný, zdravý životní styl, musíme mít o této oblasti to nejlepší poznání. Vše tedy začíná u kvalitního vzdělávání, rozvoje vzdělávacích systémů a hlavně samotnému obsahu výuky. Do této oblasti bych zahrnul i kulturu, protože ve skutečnosti vidíme, co převážně mladé lidi vzdělává a z čeho přebírají hodnoty. Internet, sociální sítě, navštěvují divadla, kina. Takže pokud chceme zjednodušit a hlavně zkvalitnit náš způsob života, musíme se soustředit především na vzdělávání mladé generace. Štěpovat jim ty správné životní hodnoty, a to jak materiální, tak duchovní. A hlavně je vychovávat s láskou. V radostné společnosti protchnuté bohatou kulturou. Proto natáčíme tento vzdělávací film. A konkrétně u nás na vesnici pracujeme nejenom na tom, abychom se časem stali třeba soběstační, ale také na tom, abychom zde vybudovali funkční, kulturně vzdělávací centrum, kde bychom mohli tohle všechno, o čem jsem hovořil, uvádět do praxe.
So this is our primary school. Children learn here. This is an accredited school, means accepted by the government, and they get the certification here. We teach them the general subjects like mathematics, physics, and so on. But beside of that, they learn the basics of environmental friendly lifestyle and the spiritual values as well. So they learn ancient verses from the Vedic scriptures and how to make a garden, how to milk a cow, how to bottle potatoes, how to cook, this stuff. So they are very happy, and hopefully they will continue it when they will be parents and adults.
Egy, kettő, három. Végig kalandok, amit a állításra, balhába tancam, haszidam, udasundarangam, kandarka, pótika, maniya, viséses sógam, Govinda, májusam, tamaham, valamir.
To live a simple lifestyle is actually very attractive, but every time there is a but. Next morning, when we live the simple lifestyle, next morning will be a morning again, and when we awake, the reality will be there. So maybe the romantic feeling will fly away. So it's very important to learn how to live simple and why to live simple. It's very essential. So that's why we are here to learn these values, to practice these values, and to make these values our life.
Civilized spiritual life means to reduce the necessities of life, not to increase them. But today we have a wrong formula that progress means increasing our wants and necessities. But the principle of simple living and high thinking indicates to us that we should be simplifying our life, reducing the necessities of our life, and focusing more on the ultimate spiritual goal, which is actually the goal of all human existence. So unless we achieve the spiritual goal of life, our human form of life is not going to be successful. And therefore the formula for simple living and high thinking. And there are so many types of economic activities that can go on here. Apart from just growing grains, you can grow vegetables, you can grow fruits, you can have medicinal herbs, you can have cows that give milk, you can make all sorts of delicious products from milk, you can have a whole host of cottage industries, you can have trades and crafts and arts which make the entire community of people self-sufficient. They're not dependent on industries, on factories. They are localized, they are self-sufficient. In the modern economy we see that even a little bit of turbulence in some distant market at the other end of the globe can cause disastrous consequences here at one place. However, what we need today is more of a localized, self-sufficient way of living, where local communities are insulated from the ups and downs that happen in the economy of the world outside. And if this model is replicated all over the world, you will have a very peaceful, stable, happy situation where people are no longer greedy, where they're no longer troubled by being harassed by so many desires in the name of progress. We are less dependent on artificial things in life. Rather, we are happy to live in harmony with nature. So this is how humanity is meant to live. Somehow, because of the artificial construct of our modern day life, we have been taken away from the goal of life. So simple living, high thinking will not only make us happy and comfortable here and now in this world, it will help us to live a life of dignity, be masters of our own destiny, be our own masters, rather than go and work for somebody else and just live on some salary. And ultimately, it will help us to achieve the spiritual perfection of our life. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.